Hey, welcome. So you've definitely seen this 1,000 times, right? Log in with Google, continue with Facebook. It's that magic button that saves you from having to create yet another password. But what is actually happening behind that click? Well, today we're going to dive into the brilliant protocol that makes it all possible and, keeps your digital life secure. It's called OAuth.
Just think about it for a second. Let's say a new photo editing app asks for access to your Google Photos. Your gut just immediately tells you something is a little off here. Are you really supposed to give that app the same exact password you use for your email, your documents, your entire digital kingdom? Of course not. And that's the exact problem that OAuth was built to solve. See, giving an app your password is kind of like handing over the master key to your entire house when all the plumber really needs is to get into the bathroom. It's just a massive security risk. The app gets way more power than it should have, and if they get hacked, the attackers don't just have the bathroom key, nope, they have the key to everything. And this whole password sharing dilemma, this was a huge issue in the early days of the web. I mean, if a third-party application like, say, Spotify got compromised and you'd used your Google password to log in, attackers could potentially get access to your entire Google account. Your password would be totally exposed, and the fallout from that could be catastrophic. Yeah, there had to be a much better way. One that separates that master key from the key to a single room. And, luckily, there is. And that's where OAuth comes in. It stands for Open Authorization, and it is the elegant, industry-standard solution to this incredibly dangerous password-sharing problem. And listen, the key word here is authorization. OAuth isn't about proving who you are. That's a different thing called authentication. OAuth is all about granting permission. It's about deciding what a specific app is allowed to do on your behalf. This is actually the perfect analogy. A valet key can start your car, it can move it around the parking lot, but it can't open the trunk or the glove compartment. It has limited, very specific permissions. And that's exactly what OAuth does for your data. It creates a temporary, limited access key for an app, all while your master key, your password, stays safely in your pocket. So how does this magic valet key actually get created? Well, it happens through this carefully choreographed process, kind of like a secure digital handshake between you, the app, and the service that's holding all your data. To really understand this handshake, we just need to know the three main players in the game. First, there's you. You're the one who owns the information. Then there's the client, which is just the app that wants access. And finally, there's the authorization server, which is the big service like Google or Facebook that's guarding your data. Okay, so this is the most common and secure way OAuth works, and it's broken into 4 steps. First, the app sends you over to the service, let's say Google. You log in there on the official Google site, and you approve the request. The app never even sees your password. Instead, Google sends your browser back with a temporary code. Now here's the clever part. In a secure background conversation that you never see, the app trades that code for the real price, an access token. That token is the valet key. It's the final piece that lets the app fetch only the specific data you said it could. And this right here, this is the ultimate payoff. Your password is never shared, it's never stored by that third-party app. So even if that app suffers a massive data breach, the attackers don't get your master key. The absolute worst they can get is an access token, which is usually short-lived and can be easily revoked by you or the service anyway. So this whole multi-step secure handshake process, this is what provides such enormous benefits in both security and convenience for literally everyone involved. Let's just let that sink in for a moment. 0. The single most important piece of your digital identity is never, ever handed over to a third-party app. I mean, this is really the cornerstone of modern web security. And beyond just keeping passwords safe, the wins here are huge. Security is massively enhanced because you can revoke access at any time. You get this really fine-grained control. You can let an app see your profile but not your contacts, for instance. And for developers, it's an absolute dream. They don't have to worry about the immense responsibility of storing user passwords, which makes building stuff faster and a whole lot safer. Now, to really grasp OAuth's specific role, it helps to see what it isn't. So let's compare it to another protocol you might have heard of, especially in a corporate setting, SAML. They get confused all the time, but they do very different jobs. Okay, so here's the fundamental split. SAML is all about authentication. It's for proving who you are, usually in a big company, to get single sign-on access to a bunch of internal apps. It's kind of heavy-duty and it's built on XML. OAuth, on the other hand, is all about authorization.
what an app is allowed to do on your behalf. It uses these lightweight tokens, and it's just perfect for the modern world of mobile apps and APIs where you're constantly connecting different services together.
So OAuth provides this incredibly powerful framework for granting permissions securely. But, the digital world is always evolving. As we connect more and more of our lives online, the question really remains: how do we continue to build systems that are not only secure, but also give us, the users, true control over our own digital lives? Well, that's the next big puzzle to solve. I hope this explainer helped you understand a key piece of how it all works today.